Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where today I am back on War Thunder and I'm going to be taking a look at the Leningrad. This of course is the final prize vehicle for the recent Sea Voyage Event where you can get the PBM Mariner seaplane and also this, the Leningrad. Now this is a tier 3 4.3 rated premium destroyer vessel. In terms of weaponry, you have 5 single 130mm B-13 cannons. They're your main armament. You also then have 2 singular 76mm mountings and a single dual 76 mounting. These are more secondary guns, but they are still aimed more at anti-ship usage. You then have the more anti-aircraft guns. First off, 6 individual 37mm cannons, and then 6 individual 12.7mm machine guns. So a variety of stuff there. You do then also have 8 torpedoes. These are 533mm torpedoes, and they are mounted in 2 separate torpedo tube systems in the sort of center area of the vessel. And then you also have the capability to carry 10 BB-1 depth charges, which are mounted near the back of the ship. In terms of speed, in realistic, this goes 49 miles an hour, so certainly not slow. It is actually a fairly quick vessel. It is, compared to the Stroyny, the PR-7U, the other sort of premium destroyer that the Russians have access to, I believe this is a little bit longer, but similar sort of width, similar height. It's just a longer vessel in general. But nonetheless, it is still a fairly fast vessel, which certainly does help to negate the risk of being shot at. Now, obviously, how to use this boat. For me personally, I do not have a massive amount of experience with destroyers. Mostly when I play boats, I do play the smaller vessels at lower tiers. But with this, what I was doing was basically using the main guns to shoot at everything, be that big destroyers, light cruisers, torpedo boats. Although with torpedo boats especially, if they got too close, it could be very difficult to actually hit them accurately with the main guns. So what I would then do is switch over to the smaller secondary guns, the 76mm cannons, and use them to destroy the torpedo boats, as you will see in some of the clips that are coming up. So now that we have spoken a bit about it, let's go get into some clips and see how this thing performs. First off, me attacking a PR-159, very formidable Russian ship there. This thing has 2 mountings of dual 76mm autocannons. Very fast fire rate, really. That's something that's very dangerous, but nonetheless, I hit the ammo load. He exploded, and that was a fairly satisfying kill. I find in Naval, when you're playing out destroyers, it's very fun, really, to shoot an enemy and have their ship just explode. And as you can see here, using the smaller guns to quite good effect there, being able to very accurately hit with that's specifically the dual 76mm turret at the back. That's the furthest back turret on the ship, actually, and I was able to use that to get a few hits, knock out various compartments, and just do a lot of damage generally. And as you're about to see, also the sort of anti-aircraft guns, the automatic anti-aircraft guns, as long as they're set to attack aircraft, they will. And as you see, I have just taken out an aircraft. Now next up was this enemy destroyer, and he was proving to be quite a difficult nut to crack. I was shooting at him for a good 2 or 3 minutes, as well as my automatic gunners firing off at aircraft, but eventually, I hit that one sweet spot right in the ammunition load, and, it was sort of a position where he really wasn't coming back from it. His entire ship just basically burst into flames, and that was the final kill for me in that game. I was then attacked by a small torpedo boat, and small torpedo boats in destroyers are a big weak spot. Many people may think, wait a minute, you're in a big destroyer, lots of big guns, little torpedo boats, what chance do they stand? Well, in actual fact, they can kill you incredibly easily. And as you saw there, the big enemy destroyer, another Russian ship actually, of course, mixed games in navals very often, but he completely exploded, and I get another kill here on this American destroyer, who is sitting out there already quite badly damaged. And it's just really a case of getting the guns on target, hitting that sweet spot again, which is of course the ammunition load, and that is a second kill for me. 2 destroyers within the space of about 30 seconds, so certainly not too bad there. And then it got to a point where it was just sort of just having to scream, oh my god, and realizing that there's torpedoes coming in from about 2 or 3 different directions that you cannot escape. And that was the end of me in that game. So moving on to the next one, though, I am on the same map actually, just this time moving along, and see some enemy boats, fire off some shots, and it's just the case again, hit that sweet spot. Even if they're not that badly damaged, if you hit the sweet spot, generally in the same place, usually the sort of ammunition store will be below one of the 2 frontal turrets. If you hit that, you will generally do quite well. And as you saw there was a little German boat, I believe it was a Jaguar, Yeah, he died as well. Here's another one. This is just a good example of torpedo spam. I get up next to this guy, his frontal turret's out, so it's somewhat safe. Get my torpedoes on, and it's just a case of spam that spacebar. And yeah, doesn't end so well for him, I don't think. Maybe he shouldn't have let me get so close. But anyway, his frontal turret was out, so he couldn't have done much to stop me, apart from the fact that when I did get up sort of opposite him, he was using the rear turret. As you saw again, killed another small torpedo boat. Don't let them get close. If they get close, it will not end well. In this game, I was basically just down near the small boat sort of area where there's a lot more sort of closely clustered islands. And I was just there wreaking havoc. I killed a good 5 of them, I believe, before they could actually take me out. Here's one of the German sort of flak barge type gunboats. And, you know, they're difficult to crack as well. Parts of the ship, especially the sort of commander's bridge area, the main sort of superstructure, is built out of concrete. So it's not so easy to kill. But again, you hit the ammo load, they sort of just go bang, and then they're dead. And as you saw there, killed that one. This guy was coming in, and I was just getting very scared. He has torpedoes, and you know, if my automatic gunners didn't kill him when they did, I think he would have let a second torpedo go, and I would not have been able to escape it, which is rather annoying. And as I've said, big boats, torpedoes, if they're too close, you are not going to outturn them, so you need to be careful. Now this one, yeah, this game was interesting. I killed this guy, and after I cut the clip, I was basically swarmed by about 3 light cruisers, which obviously I'm not going to escape. This kill was another example of hit that sweet spot, they go bang. Now, I don't have much experience with boats, I am willing to admit. I don't play them much, I'm more of a tanks and aircraft guy. But when you do play them, and you hit the right spot on an enemy ship, and they just explode, that is one hell of a good feeling. Generally, I am trying to get into boats. As I said, I used to play a lot of lower tiers with the smaller torpedo boats, no big ships, but now I'm getting used to these. I'm getting used to the aiming system, and as we had with the PR-159 earlier, this little clip is another example of spam the spacebar. Lots of torpedoes, lots of boom boom, and that was the end for that Clemson. So, you know, another kill for me there. Now, here's an example. Lots of little guys here. There's even a hydrofoil over there. That was a good kill, quite long range. You can really tell when one of those large 130mm rounds goes into a torpedo boat, they're not going to survive. And I did actually in this game dodge torpedoes very closely multiple times. Unfortunately though, you know, killed that guy. But fairly soon after that, it was the end for me. You just see multiple torpedoes coming in. It's just a case of, yeah, I'm not escaping that. And then you're pretty much dead. Although I was actually killed by a PR-159. Not sure if it was a torpedo or a gun though. Anyway, though, another one here. We've got a Frunz. This is the, I believe this is the first destroyer that is used, actually, by the Russians in the tech tree. This is the initial Tier 3 destroyer on the tech tree. Just killed him. Now there's a Clemson, so I need to get aimed up on him. I always go for the front, but another good tactic is just, and also I do ground myself, as you can see, very, very well-learned skills there in Naval. I'm clearly a very experienced player in Naval, as you can see. And funnily enough, some of the torpedoes that I originally fired at the Frunz just hit the Clemson, so that one batch of torpedoes got me 2 kills there. Now, this last clip of this vessel is one I was rather happy with. It was a moment of, okay, I'm surrounded, I'm a yeet it. I did a yeet moment, and yeah, spammed all the torpedoes, and yeah, just take a look at this. This is pretty good. 2 enemy boats clustered up. Don't cluster up with friendly vessels, because you're just basically bait to either get bombed or torpedoed. Just stay individual. Do not cluster up too much. But nonetheless, I was then killed by torpedoes. Another case of, oh no, that's a lot of torpedoes. Which was rather annoying. Or I might have been killed by the cone, but nonetheless I was killed by something. Now this game, this isn't obviously the Leningrad, but this is the other event vehicle. Not made a video on it. I don't plan to, purely because it's a good aircraft, good bomb load, okay top speed, it is fairly slow. But the point is, I don't really play bombers much in ARB especially, and the guns, they're single 50 cals, they're not the most powerful defensive armaments, and as you can see, the rear of the aircraft has a tendency of falling off. But nonetheless, we destroyed the enemy bases, we destroyed the enemy airfield in this game, me and my squad of 3 of us, 8,000 pound bomb load, and you know, eventually I was spinning downwards, nice good sort of gravity creation type thing there, like a classic space station there, big spinning wheel. But nonetheless, we did win that game, and was able to do fairly decently. But nonetheless, back to the Leningrad. Is it worth it? Is it pretty good? I would say so. The event actually wasn't that difficult. I found it okay. I did have to buy 1 or 2 stages because I was in the middle of the event and then it was like, wait, the dev server's up? So I had to go do dev server stuff for a couple of days and then it was like, oh no, I've missed the event, I've missed stages. But majority of the stages I did actually do legitimately, and I actually found it fairly fun. Now, I think it has actually, the event's done its purpose, at least for me, of getting players into naval battles. I now actually do enjoy naval. I've got a lot better with destroyers, and now rather than go saying, oh, it's a destroyer, I don't know how this gun systems work, I'm confused, I've actually got better at it, and I actually have really enjoyed doing this naval event. So I'm really happy. I've got a tier 3 destroyer out of it, something that would usually cost you, what, $49.99, I think? The destroyers are definitely fairly expensive premiums, but you've got one for free here, and if you just want to do the event and you don't want to have the destroyer for whatever reason, you will be able to sell it on the market after March 15th, I believe. So you will have to go check that out. Market prices, I'm estimating it will be similar to one of the premium packs, probably around 49 Gaijin coin, 50 Gaijin coin. Might be less, might be more. We're just going to have to wait and see. But nonetheless, it is a fun vessel. Decent amount of armament, very good at getting rid of various things, and also the anti-air armament generally does a pretty damn good job of killing any aircraft. The only time when it gets a bit annoying is if there's more than one aircraft and it's trying to juggle which one to shoot at, and that tends to be when you get bombed or torpedoed by an aircraft. Anyway though, going to end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. As I have said, I'm not exactly the most highly skilled naval player. I do not play naval much, but I know this event, it's been an education for me. I've really enjoyed actually getting into naval and trying to get better at the various aspects of the game mode. Anyway though, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider smashing the like button, maybe even subscribe to the channel. If you do, that would be massively appreciated. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.